Okay, hold on. Okay, I went to AMC yesterday. As you all know, or may not know, I went to AMC yesterday, and it was their Unseen movie. Now, did I know what the movie would be? No. But there were hints because I went on the AMC A-list subreddit where they talk about what they thought the movie would be, and they said a lot of people were like, I bet you it's Motor City. Now, I had never heard of Motor City. I don't look at the trailers. I just go in and say, okay, this is the movie I'm seeing. I did it. I saw Hokum. I saw Slanted. I've seen Threesome, the movie. I have to say the movie because if I say Threesome, people are like, um, I saw Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die twice. Once through that, and then the other, and then Dracula. I saw 6 times through there, and then I bought the DVD. Anyway, the point stands. I went in. I said, I don't even want to talk about it. So I go in, and I get in. I sit down. Now, the app itself said that it was supposed to be packed. I think people heard I think people heard that it was going to be Motor City, and I think they may have left just because there weren't a lot of bodies. Like, I got in and I was early. I was a little early. And when I last looked, I was like, there should be more people. They didn't show up. That being said, we're going to talk about this movie. This movie, it was interesting. I'm trying to be very nice because I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this movie. I guess I'm trying to be nice because I don't know how I feel about the movie. Now, the movie itself, I'm going to tell you right now, if you do decide to watch it, there's only like maybe 5 lines of dialogue. I'm just remembering the dialogue okay. But anyway, there's not that much dialogue. All of what you're supposed to be feeling is through music or what you hear in the environment, diegetic. So you're hearing people like doing things, that's it. Now, this is going to be spoilers. There's a man named Miller. I can't remember his first name, but his name is Miller. And he's on parole. He ends up meeting this woman, Sophia. They fall in love. And you see a montage of them getting together. And you're like, okay, cool. He picks up, which I was like, what the fuck? Now, he he picks up a bag that this black man gives him. We later find out that's his friend, Youngblood. But there's no words, so you don't know who the fuck he is or Hot Sexy Jesus. That's what I named the character. His character's name is Sing. We'll get to Sing in a bit, okay? So you have Youngblood gives Miller a bag, and he looks at it, and I instantly was like, I bet you it's a wedding ring because it's in a box shaped like a wedding ring. But these gangsters are sitting there, and they're looking at him, and I'm like, why the fuck are they looking at him? And then they take his car. But then they leave the car. Now, see, this is where I would have said, let me call the cops. I'm calling the cops. My car was stolen. I'm reporting it stolen. I'm going to still call the cops, be like, hey, my car was stolen. I don't know what the fuck happened. But no, the bad guys take his car, and then they drive away from his car. So he's like, huh. So he's able to get his car. He goes home. They get engaged. This is the most beautiful thing. The song Fleetwood Mac's Never Break the Chain. 'Cause if you don't know me now. It's like right as they're about to kiss, you see a flashbang fall through the window, and it's all done in slow motion. And this is like one of those parts where it's like, ooh, I like this, because you see they're singing Never Break the Chain, and then all of a sudden they're about to kiss. They're kissing, looking at each other. You see the flashbang as it hits the ground once, then it hits again, boom, and just the just the decision to stay with it as it, and then you have the cops as they're doing like this thing, and they're going in, and I was like, oh, I like this. This is good. I like this. And then the thing happens, okay? Now, Miller gets taken to jail. Sophia believes that he's gone back on his word, even though he got paroled. Like, he's off of parole. Her ex, we find out, apparently is either in the cops or something, but he has money. He has enough money to feed the cops. Pablo Schreiber is like an evil cop. Ben McKenzie's the good cop, so you know where that's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen there. So you have the bad cop, Pablo Schreiber, who's over everything. You have the gang members. And so you see this man come in. You see her ex. And I'm surprised she didn't see her ex while in the cop car. I would be looking around. I would have been like, huh, there's my ex. It then cuts to before. The reason they met was because he saved her from her abusive ex. Her ex and her and Miller, Sophia and Miller were talking, having a conversation, but it's all just music. Her ex is like, don't you be with him. Don't you talk to him. And she's like, leave me alone. I don't want to be with you. I'm not with you. So I think he liked her, but she didn't like him like that. And they weren't together. But then he starts choking her and slapping her. That's when Miller is like, hey, his goons / friends start to jump Miller. Well, Miller is a big ass bitch. He's like John Cena. So he's like, no, the fuck, you won't touch me and you won't touch her. And like, he almost kills Reynolds, because that's Sophia's ex. Reynolds holds a knife, he holds a bottle to him, and she's like, I would have been like, yes, kill that motherfucker. He doesn't. He cuts the shit out of him though. They leave, and the two of them are together. The ex, knowing that Miller is in jail for 25 years, is now fucking sitting at the restaurant because she's a waitress, and he's sitting there and she's looking at him, and he starts talking to her. There's music, of course, and I thought to myself would have been like, wait a minute, why was your ass at the fucking crime scene? Pretty odd, right? And these cops are taking out brick after brick after brick. What dealer do you know would put all of their supply into one fucking car? I would think that's a motherfucking patsy. This person's a patsy. Obviously they didn't do it. And my ex, who has a ton of money and can do shit, now all of a sudden is, hey, do you want to be with me? No, nigga, I don't want to be with you. I don't fucking trust you, nigga. You evil. No, she goes with them. They get married. Black Cop, I don't know this. I don't know the character's name, so I'm just calling him Black Cop. He's really corrupt Black Cop, but I'm just calling him Black Cop. Black Cop is in prison, and Black Cop likes to fuck with Miller. So Reynolds pays him to give him a photo saying, hey, here's your wife. Here's your ex-fiance and her now husband. On the back is, wish you were here for the honeymoon. Ha ha ha. Reynolds. Naturally, Miller's freaking the fuck out. And Black Cop is enjoying it. Why? I don't know. Black Cop and the other cops seem to love beating the shit out of this tall-ass white man, and they don't think they'll get any repercussion. I'm sorry, this nigga looks like he's on steroids, but he's not on steroids. I'm not gonna fuck with him. He overtowers you, and he's bigger than you. You need to not use your baton and realize that anything can happen, including a sugar knife to the gut. But I'm getting ahead of myself, okay? Now, this is where Singh comes in. Who we don't know is Singh. Now, when I told you that Miller's car got stolen from before, guess whose place he was in, or whose place he was in getting a newspaper and whatever. And that's what led to the car being stolen. Singh, one of his good friends. Singh's he's not with the bad guys at all. He's a good guy. I called him Sexy Jesus for the entire thing. Because he's sexy, got long hair and everything he did. I was like, oh, Sexy Jesus. Anyway, point stands. So Singh, wait, hold up. What happened? Okay, now, as I told you, Miller's in prison. Black Cop is fucking with him. Well, somehow or another, Youngblood and Sing, they're like, something is going on. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but something's going on. So Youngblood goes and visits Miller. Well, I'm sorry, actually, before that, I don't know how they heard through the grapevine, but Youngblood and Sing heard through the grapevine that it was the bad guys. The bad guys were the ones, the gangsters. The gangsters were the ones that set up Miller. So they go to the place. They go and take them to this warehouse. They're beating them up. They're able to get a layout of the house, and then they kill them one by one. Sing does. Which is, it's hot. I'm sorry, it's hot. It's hot. I don't give a fuck. Meanwhile, Sophia is married, and they show a montage of her being high, not high, but her dancing with Reynolds, and he buys her this big ass house that will come into effect. I said, okay, cool. Now, while this is going on, Ben McKenzie, while he is trying to be good, he starts to connect the dots. And I said, oh, he's going to get killed. He goes to Pablo Schreiber with his evidence. I said, oh, you really going to get killed. It's raining, of course. And a car stops him. So he takes out his badge. He shows the badge. The car comes. And he realizes this person is made it so I can't see him. So naturally, he's like, oh shit. He gets his gun. Bam. They shoot him before he can even get a thing out. He dies. The person then shoots him 3 more times. Dumps his gun. And we see it's Pablo Schreiber. Looking evil and hot. Fuck you, nigga. Anyway. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. Ben McKenzie, before he died, he did tell Sophia, hey, your husband, after talking to Pablo Schreiber, he immediately goes to Sophia and says, hey, just so you know, your husband purposely set up your ex-fiance, gives her the ring, tells her the evidence, and she's freaking the fuck out. She's like, fuck you. But because he told Pablo Schreiber, already he was going to die. Okay. So, Sing, Youngblood, they kill they kill the gangsters, and Youngblood goes to the prison because again, this man is going to be in prison for 25 motherfucking years. So he goes into prison. Goes to the prison. He speaks to homeboy Miller, and they're using Morse code, which we can't hear. So there's a soundtrack. Here comes Black Cop. Black Cop sees that Miller is acting different. He's doing something, but he can't see. So he's typing real quick. He's like, Black man. Youngblood is like, got you, fam. And so he finishes right as Black Cop comes into view, and Black Cop looks at him, and poor Youngblood thinking Black Cop's okay. He's like, oh, hey, gives him a smile. Black Cop then explodes and grabs Miller. And Black Cop's like, what the Youngblood is like, what the fuck? Black Cop takes Miller and they go. That's where you then see Youngblood and you see Hot Sexy Jesus, and the two of them are working on stuff. And they send a note, a Christmas card to Miller, and the Christmas card looks, innocuous and whatever, but these motherfuckers are smart. You know how smart they are? They use code. It was a code for, we're getting you out 2103, which is 903. If you know regular America does PM, nobody else does PM, and that's one thing I admire when I went to school in Australia. They all used like 21, 20, 2000, 21, and for me personally that worked because I was like, oh, okay, I know what time it is. I learned real quick. Anyway, they're getting ready to do this stuff. He gets sugar. I don't know where the fuck he got sugar, but he took his soap, starts carving out, puts the sugar starts melting sugar, puts that shit in his soap, and guess what he creates? A sugar shiv. I said, Black Cop's gonna die. Black Cop is gonna die. What happened? Schreiber, after killing Ben McKenzie's like, I need to fucking figure out what's happening with this Miller guy. Miller, I mean, this is the same day that he's planning his escape. Black cop comes in, goes to beat Miller. Miller grabs the baton. I was like, Nick, you fucked up. He then grabs him, and then using the sugar shift. And here's the crazy thing. He would dip the sugar shank in the water, and then just saw it on the fucking ground to make it sharp. I didn't know a bitch could stab a motherfucker with a knife, but here we are with a sugar shift. He does the sugar shift. He takes Black Cop's clothes, and he starts to go out. Mind you, his hair is long. They don't shave you when you in prison. That's odd. That's suspicious. Something I just thought of. Anyway, damn my bra. Anyway, he gets out. He gets out with Youngblood, because at first he thought Youngblood was evil, was bad, because all he saw was somebody, and Youngblood's like, hey man, it's cool, it's me. We do hear that. Where Miller originally was going to attack him, and it pushed him up against the wall because it was kind of dark when Youngblood came out of this room to go get him, because Youngblood is dressed up as a cop. He did kill a cop. And so the two of them are like, okay, we need to get out of here. So they're trying to do stuff. They're calmly getting out. And there's all these different things are happening. Pablo Schreiber happens to see them as they're leaving a door. He goes, she's like running. And you see Miller just look at him and slowly close the door behind him. I like it. So then Pablo Schreiber's like, and he realized he didn't have his gun because he put a gun in the safe for the prison. And I think he was going to kill Miller. We don't know if he was going to kill Miller, but I assume he was going to kill Miller. He's like, I can't get the door open. But there's music. I can't remember what music's playing. They get out. There's a guard at the station. There's somebody else at the tower. All of a sudden, alarms come in. Guess who comes in swinging through the gate? Sexy hot Jesus comes in, driving in. He's driving around. Turns out he's got gasoline hooked up to this car, which is pretty car, 1970s car. Anyway, he's driving around, stops the car. He gets out in this bad motherfucker way. He starts shooting people. Youngblood is shooting people. Miller is shooting people. They all leave. Pablo Schreiber is still trying to get out the fucking gate. The two of them leave. Hot sexy Jesus goes, turns about, has a cigarette, goes and lights the motherfucker on fire. It blows up. And it stops Pablo Schreiber, so Pablo Schreiber's like, ah! So Pablo Schreiber's like, I gotta go call Reynolds. He tries to call Reynolds. They're already at the house. Oh, by the way, I must not have mentioned, Reynolds got Sophia hooked up on drugs. How and why? I'm glad you asked. Well, after she talked to Ben McKenzie's character, she said, fuck you, that's not true. She goes back home. She finally finds out, yes, it is true. Yes, he did do it. He has his goons hold her down while he gets out a crack pipe. I say, oh no, he's sucking through it. I say, oh no, holding her down. I'm like, he's purposely trying to suffocate her. No. As soon as she goes to take a breath, he goes, blows it all in her face. Then he starts injecting her with stuff so she can't leave. She's drugged 24/7. They go to the house, they get her. She's starting to come out of it. This motherfucker was in the house, was in the kitchen making a sandwich. He comes out, he sees them leaving with his wife. He goes, oh no, the fuck you shall not. Because they had taken out the goons. Hot sexy Jesus said, the goons, which were beautiful. This man said, hell the fuck no. He grabs a gun. He's like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. Sophia sees it. Now the thing is, when they were leaving, I'm like, she's going to be fridged, isn't she? She gets shot. She got shot. And I said, son of a bitch. I had a feeling she would get fucking shot. I didn't expect it like that. She gets shot. They have to leave her body. Crackhead Reynolds goes back into the house. Cops are on their way. Miller has to leave her body. All three of them go, and they're like, we're going to go and get this man. Don't worry. We are going to fucking get this man. So they start plotting. They start doing stuff to go get this man. I watched this movie And so much shit. It's so violent. I'm not even going to describe the shit to you with the violence. It's just super violent on how they get their way. I really wanted more people to live, but people died, including hot sexy Jesus. And at the end of the movie, the most beautiful thing happened. Reynolds says to Miller, I loved her. And Miller says, you loved her, but I still do. I hope I said that correctly again. Reynolds was like, I loved her. And Miller said, I still do. And the way he was got is so fucking hilarious. Because, again, you think maybe this man will win. No, he goes to jail again. I'm sorry for ruining it, but it's just so, it is so fucking wild. This movie was so fucking wild that I kept looking at my watch because I was like, when is it gonna end? But then they kept coming out with more shit, and I was like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? Why are these people getting away with murder? What the fuck? And Reynolds did not die. The crackhead did not die. Even after being shot in a car crash, he did not die. He refused to. It's like, what the fuck, my dude? So the ending, I'm laughing because he just would not die.